Comrades, hey, this is Carl from Ushanka. I wanted to do a video on my precious metals, lessons learned, some advice, some regrets, that sort of thing. It all started in 2008 when I bought this jar after Obama was reelected. It's my Obama Cuss Jar, and you might have seen it on Ushanka. We've had some contests with this. The idea is I would accumulate $1 bills every time our dear leader would go on a golf trip while our men and women are fighting in Afghanistan, and I might just say, hey, you know what, that guy's a real asshole. Or it might happen, you know, some ambassador's calling for help, he's under attack for 8 hours, he's begging for help, begging, can't get any. You know what, I might say, you know, Obama might be just a fucking douchebag. So you see how that works, it's a lot of fun. Helps me handle the stress of what this White House is doing to my country. So, you know, I was going to just convert this all into C notes, and then I thought, hey, why not do the precious metals? The other people are getting into that. What do I need to know? Well, I need to know one thing, that when Carter left office, the price of gold was $2,200 an ounce adjusted for inflation. It was really like $800. Well, today the price of gold is $1,250. The question is Obama's policies worse for America than Carter's? Wholeheartedly yes, in my opinion. So if that's the case, then I should be buying precious metals with this money, not just converting it into $100 bills. It's going to deflate at 6% a year. But I've learned something else, that the coins are a lot of fun. They're kind of shiny, and you know, I have them here right, you know, all the time. Sorry for the glare. There we go. So what do I have? I have 3 ounces of gold, and over the years I've accumulated 49 ounces of silver, plus what the cash you see in the jar. So that's what I have in my collection, and what my plan here is to continue to buy these sleeves of 20 American Eagles with the amount of money in the jar. So basically when the jar gets to $500, $600, I can go and buy another sleeve. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm not aiming for a price point to sell. My sell point is the moment our dear leader has walked out of the office for good. So, you know, it's a little bit different investing strategy than what most people do. But that's what I have, and it's a lot of fun. So I've accumulated, my first gold coin was this buffalo. It's minted in the United States, so it's U.S. currency, and that's 24 karat gold. My second coin was a South African Krugerrand. I wanted to stay with U.S. currency, but the coin store that I was buying from didn't have any the day I went in, and so I walked out with the Krugerrand, and I love it. It's got a little copper mixed in, so it's got a nice rose color gold to it, and I think that's my favorite. And then the most recent coin I've bought gold is a gold American Eagle. So a lot of fun to, you know, take a look at. It's amazing how much wealth you can hold in one hand. So my collection strategy, of course, just keep buying these silver tubes. I will try to consolidate into gold coins when the ratio is in my favor. Right now the ratio is the opposite. If I were a true investor, the ratio of silver to gold is 62 to 1. That's way out of whack right now. So the idea, if I were an investor, is take these 3 gold coins and convert them into silver. I'd have like 230 silver eagles for what I have, you know, in this collection today. So that's the right thing to do right now. The average ratio is like 50 to 1. And sure enough, it's just a matter of time. The ratio might drop down to 40 to 1. And in that case, I would convert silver into gold. And that's probably what I'll do in the next 3 years, because that's as long as this collection is going to last. There's one case where I might hold on to this beyond when our dear leader leaves the office, and that's if another Marxist is elected. You get Hillary in there, and I think I'm going to hold on to the precious metals. I want to tell you a little bit about my goals with this collection. It's just kind of a fun way to go for something really, really sweet. And so I wanted a Wilson Combat 1911, you know, and here's a picture of it. Just a beautiful firearm, but my tastes have changed, my interests have changed in my gun collection. In fact, I've been selling a lot of guns. And so what was the second, was a backup to the Wilson 1911, and that was the Cooper Arms 17 HMR. I love the 17 caliber rifles. They're just a lot of fun. Zukov and I go out to the range and and goof off with our 17s all the time. It's a lot of fun. It's cheap. But you know what happened was I was doing such a good job at saving money that I was able to acquire a Cooper without using the Cuss Jar money. So I wanted to show you that, so you know at least that I've got some good taste. So this is a handmade gun out of Montana, Cooper Arms, and their reputation is, one, is their barrels are very accurate, and two, the stocks are just absolutely beautiful. So some people would call this a rifle. I call it a work of art, and I couldn't be happier. So now that I've got my dream gun, what do I do with this collection? And I don't have an answer for you today, but maybe I'll have an answer in 3 years. We'll see where that goes. You can rest assured, though, that whatever I end up doing with this collection will not be in the best interest of the Democrat Party. Those fuckers. Oh, need to put another $1 in the jar. Okay, so one regret. If I were younger, I wish I knew what I knew, then, of course, what I know now. I would have taken some spare money, split maybe my savings plan into two savings, traditional savings account or stock market, and then the other half into physical silver or gold. And I think that's just a great thing to accumulate. Today you can buy one of these silver coins, an ounce of silver, for probably $23, $24. The price of silver right now is like $20, but there's always a little bit of a premium. And if you did that every month, just 25 bucks, you can, one, afford it, two, you won't miss that money, and when you accumulate it and you get 40 of them and the ratio's right, you convert that into a gold coin and start over. So, small dollars can accumulate big, and I just would like to pass that on in case any young guys are listening right now. That might be something you'd want to do. The other reason, of course, is you're keeping some wealth off the radar. And if you paid attention to what happened in Cyprus, where the government confiscated a huge part of everybody's savings account just to make ends meet for the government, that's a reason right there that you need to keep something off the radar. So a lot of lessons I've learned, and I've learned a lot of them from the YouTubers, but of course a couple of my own lessons. My coin collection that you see now, I spent probably about $5,000 on. But today's value is $4,600. So I was buying it, a little. Some of this was purchased last year or a year and a half ago when things were really high, and they've lost value. Not a big deal. Like I said, my timeline is 3 years from now when the guy gets out of office, assuming he doesn't run for a fucking third term. There goes another $1. That's the plan. So I think I'll make up that money by then, no problem. So another lesson, this is only a long-term thing. If anybody wants to get into day trading or even, planning on trading within 12 months, you're going to lose, I think, a lot over the time. So my advice would be only long-term. Use money that you will never miss, and basically stash the stuff and have an exit plan, have a spot cost when you want to get out. One thing I've learned is there's a dollar value for silver and gold as to what it costs to mine, and the general consensus is it costs $23 to mine an ounce of silver and get it to your door. So it's mine it, transport it, press it into a coin, and get it to your door. So $23, but right now it's a $20 piece of silver. So we're below the cost to produce it. The theory is that the miners will slow down or just stop mining silver, and that will reduce the supply. The demand will stay the same, and of course, on a smaller supply, that demand will bring the prices up. So right now, it appears that silver's a great buy, and that 62-to-1 ratio is just outrageous. Something I've been following a lot, and gold has just had a good run the last few months, and it's paced outside the silver. So silver's a good thing to buy, with the thought that that ratio is going to come back down to the average of 50-to-1, and you'll make some money. Okay, so one of the things with the YouTubers out there is physical versus paper. Physical, you're looking at it. That's my collection right here. I can hold it. Paper is the ETFs out there where you can trade stock shares in silver or gold, and it follows the price of silver and gold. A lot of people say don't do paper. I think that's ridiculous. That's a good way to get into gold and silver and trade it. You can trade it right off the bat, where I have to go to a coin store. Hopefully the coin store is still there, or hopefully it's open, and hopefully they'll be willing to buy it. Right now that's true. But with the stock market, as long as the stock market's open, you can buy and sell your gold and silver on the ETF. So look for an ETF called SLV, or the gold ETF is IAU. That's the one I've used in the past. So the YouTubers will tell you don't do this, and they basically are talking about that worst case scenario. The stock market's not available right now, so therefore you cannot get access to your funds, and that is going to be true whether you're trading, for gold or for Apple shares or whatever. Second, the odds of that not being available, just a bolt out of the blue in a sense, just a big surprise, is pretty low. You'll see the disruptions in our economy, the coming collapse as they call it, and you'll be able to get your money out before that happens. So I don't buy into that advice about going only physical. I do think you should have some physical if you are going to get into precious metals. Another lesson is look at these metals as wealth preservation, not to get rich. The idea is, in theory, you buy the precious metal and you're protected from inflation. Because right now, it's roughly 6% you're losing each year for every dollar you have in savings. You're losing 6% on each of those dollars. Where if you were to buy silver today, the value will go up at the rate of inflation, and therefore you've preserved your wealth. Another piece of advice is don't pay sales tax. There's some states that require the coin vendors to charge sales tax. Same with the internet guys. So make sure you're not seeing any sales tax with a purchase. It's ridiculous on top of the premium that you're paying anyway. Some advice, I think. You want to, of course, research this on your own. But I think a good way to invest in precious metals is to play the ratio. And right now it's 62 to 1. So I would need 62 silver eagles to buy a gold coin. And that is ridiculous. Right now at 62 to 1, I should trade in gold coins and get silver instead. And then let the ratio switch, because the silver is so volatile, it goes up and down. At some point it'll become 40 to 1, and that's when you would trade your silver back in for gold. So give some thought to that. It gets you out of the thinking you're going to catch the low, catch the high, that you're setting spot prices when you're trying to game the system. Instead, just set a certain ratio triggers that basically do the work for you, do the thinking for you. Another thing is look at these coins as gifts. I don't know if you noticed, but Christmas lists in my family have turned into just people sending their Amazon wish list to each other, and that's just it's just cheesy. So I bought some Mount Rushmore coins, the 5-ounce coins, back in December, and gave those out as gifts to family, and I think that went a long way. That not only does it have a monetary value, it has a sentimental value, and of course it's something original. It's not an Amazon wish list item. So that's my lessons learned and some advice. But the key point, if you take anything away from this video, is my philosophy of having fun. And maybe you've seen it. I don't know. You probably have if you watched Glenn Beck on a CNN show. But look at this. Look at that, huh? Huh? Is that frickin' awesome? I just saved $1. That is a Commie Obama hat. And you know what? If you like your Commie Obama hat, you can keep it. So there you go. I'm having a little bit of fun. So the coins, they defy this government. And the hat, it mocks this government. And I'm having a good time with it. And I think you should find something to do that gives you a lot of fun. And, here are a couple items right there. So my Commie Obama hat is a message that I know what they're up to. It's got that nice little symbol there of the worker. Yeah, the hammer and sickle, huh? Workers of the world unite, and they have in the White House right now. So that's a philosophy thing where the coins have kind of given me something in addition to just a place to put the Cuss Jar money. It's been a lot of fun. And so one other thing, there's a link down below to Ann Barnhart's 8-part YouTube series. I highly recommend you listen to those. She, of course, is a glass is half empty angle there. The collapse is coming. You might get that out of her videos. But man, she knows the business, and it's great advice. And she does touch on precious metals and a few other things. One lesson that she has put out is you don't own it unless you're standing in front of it with an assault rifle. And that's, you know, pretty depressing, but it's also pretty solid. So she also owns a Commie Obama hat, and you can't blame her. Who wouldn't want a Commie Obama hat? So that's about it, but I want to end with some kind of bottom line ideas. You know, everybody's got a philosophy on what's going to happen, and I think it's just going to be a general decline for years to come. That we'll have parts of the economy that are running great. People that are, you know, put their effort into college are going to do just fine for a while, as long as they're aware of, you know, the changing dynamic in the economy. But I think we'll just have hidden inflation. We'll have lower quality of living. We'll have more oppressive regulations. Things that, you know, just kind of happen. And so in addition to my advice here with coins or a Commie Obama hat, I'd recommend you go buy this book from a comrade of ours, Aaron Clarey, also known as the Captain of Capitalism. Enjoy the Decline. It's a great book, and it talks about how to have fun in the decline. And so he'll tell you some paradigm shifts that you should walk yourself through and learn how to, you know, not let the negatives bug you so much and focus on the positives. We know that the Democratic Party has institutionalized thievery, and they use different words for it, but basically it's all about theft, and that's kind of what I focus on at Ushanka. You know, some words like reparations, redistribution, affordable care, cash for clunkers, subprime, these are all words that are, you know, hide the fact that basically what they're doing is taking money from the taxpayer and giving it to the tax receiver. It is moving money, it is taking money, it is basically thievery. And so that's another reason why these coins are kind of fun. It's, you know, you can take the money out of my account, you can, you know, dilute my money supply, but, you know, these gold coins are right here, and they're not changing. So I don't have a philosophy on when will the economy collapse or if it will collapse. If so, what will it look like? But I do know a couple things that have happened around the world. We know about MF Global. We know about Cyprus. Some theories say we're probably just going to reissue currency. That you'll get the new currency. You'll get $1 of the new currency for $10 or $100 of your old, and we'll go forward that way. The reset is you know, what they sometimes call that. So it's really unknown. And so does that mean there won't be a collapse or there won't be some radical event? I don't know that either. You know, these clowns in the White House were the ones that on Monday were just fine with the world, and then on Tuesday said we had to go to war with Syria. And that just shows a total incompetence. That, you know, that added so many dollars to my jar right off the bat right there. But then a week later, you know, we were hearing that Obama's dropped Syria and he's back on his laser-like focus on the economy. So, you know, the guy, you know, luckily he's out at the golf course most of the time, because when he's in the White House, he's just dangerous and unpredictable. So that's another thing that's promising or in our favor for owning these coins. And last advice, you know, some people say, well, the precious metals are going to become illegal. They've done it before, true. They might do it again, true. Here's how I look at that, and this might be a little bit more abrasive than what you're expecting. But metals becoming illegal, you know, just look at the gun analogy. If guns become illegal, then we know. Then we've crossed that point where our government is no longer our government. It's confirmation to know that we're one step closer to the boxcars. and it's kind of over. So why care at that point? If somebody does a vote, signs a piece of paper, and I become a criminal, well, you know, there's not much I can do about that, and I'm not going to worry about it, lose any sleep over it. So that's all the depressing stuff. Anyway, comrades, it's been fun sharing this with you. I hope you learned something, and be sure to check out the links below. Have a great day.